Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. Kawaii last night or yesterday, actually yesterday morning, 10-11 AM, tweeted a gif of Captain Ginyu. I seriously retweeted it. If you don't know who Kawaii is, he is a very trusted and trustworthy data miner for Dokkan, and whenever these two tweet things like this of upcoming Dokkanfest for global, it means it's happening. So the next and final Dokkanfest before the 7th anniversary will be Captain Ginyu. I actually didn't see this, and I didn't know about this at all, so yeah, apologies if this is a little bit late, but for those of you who don't know, we are indeed getting Captain Ginyu next on global. So we're going to go through all the campaign details on what's going to be coming, all the EZAs, go through Captain Ginyu himself and the side banner units. And yeah, so don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, all the support is very much appreciated. The one thing I'm very intrigued about is this campaign isn't very long at all. I'm pretty sure it was like a 2-week campaign max over on JP, you know, login bonuses, the missions, Dokkanfest itself, Kai summons, sales, the Dokkan event. The Team Bardock units, the individual units, not the LR, will be getting EZAs through easy areas, just like the EZA Ginyu Force units. We've got the return of story events, return of EZAs, new SBR stage, new Ultimate Clash, Super Strike event renewal, and the 12th Baton battle. So as you can see, as I said, there's not much content in this celebration just because this was like a 2-week celebration on JP, and this has to fill out a whole month on global before the 7th anniversary. So the one thing that may happen, and most likely will happen, is they're going to drip feed us all that content, which means it's going to be another dry month. Or there's going to be some rearranging and shuffling, and we're going to have some new and extra, well not new, but extra content going into this celebration, which I highly don't see happening, and I highly doubt it. So we're probably going to be drip fed, and it's just going to be another dry month of Dokkan before the anniversary. So it's a bit of a shame that's probably going to happen, but we're going to have to see. But in terms of Ginyu himself, of course, he is bringing another 200% category lead to global prior to the 7th anniversary, and he is one of the best TURs in the game. He is a very good long event unit, and also a monster when it comes to red zone, which of course we'll be getting very soon during the 7th anniversary, and he works so well with both side banner units. This is like the first time we've got 2 side banner units on one Dokkanfest. But in terms of what he does, he's a Terrifying Conquerors or Planet Namek Saga category lead, giving Ki +3 and HP and attack and defense plus 170%, and gives an additional HP and attack and defense plus 30% for characters who also belong to the Space Traveling Warriors category. So he's a 200% lead for Terrifying Conquerors, Space Traveling Warriors, or Planet Namek Saga and Space Traveling Warriors. Planet Namek Saga, Space Traveling Warriors is a very small niche category, but it works very, very well, and there are still some decent units on there. You're going to have all the Ginyu Force units, the EZA Ginyu Force units, the EZA LR Ginyu Force unit, which will pick up an EZA during this celebration, Ginyu himself, the 2 side banner units, and any Freezer unit. So while it's very small, there are still some very good units on there, and the team works very, very well. In terms of Terrifying Conqueror Space Traveling Warriors, this is a very good extreme category 200% lead. You've got Transforming Dokkanfest Bardock, you've got the Berta and Jace side banner unit, you've got LR Full Power Freezer being one of the heavy hitter units on this team. You've also got the likes of the LR Great Ape Vegeta, which will come during the 7th anniversary. You've got LR Bardock, or not LR Bardock, LR Bojack, sorry, who will eventually get an EZA soon, which is probably going to be really good. You've got LR Turles, Prime Battle LR Freezer. This Ginyu, as I just said, will be getting an EZA. You've also got Turles, who will also get an EZA himself very soon, I think when Raditz does drop. There's also the likes of the 3rd form Freezer, who goes really well with Full Power Freezer. You've got this Freezer, who won't be putting out any ridiculous numbers, but still very good for the likes of ESBR, etc. As I've already mentioned, the EZA Ginyu Force units. You've got the side banner Raccoon and Goldo. You've got Dokkanfest Transforming Cooler. You've got Dokkanfest Raditz, EZA Final Form Cooler. There's a lot of amazing units that does go on this 200% category lead. So that's a major point in Ginyu's favor. Just all around, as I've already said, he's one of the best TURs in the game and an absolute monster in red zone, and you're about to see why. So on super attack, he does stack his defense, also causes immense damage to enemy. So, you know, when it goes to longer events, you're going to be stacking up his defense, which of course is very crucial to the likes of red zone and how much damage can be dealt on that event. In his passive, he does have attack and defense plus 180% and an additional attack plus 50% when performing a super attack. This is multiplicative, so it does mean he's going to be putting out some very good offensive numbers, and also When he transforms, that's where things get juicy, but we'll get to that in a moment. He also launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack, which means he does have a 30% chance to launch an additional super. So he has a built-in additional, which is going to help with him stacking his defense quicker. Also, he's an AGL unit, which means free dupe, 55% dupe system. He will have 5 additional as well. So best case scenario, he will get the initial super off, raise his defense, then get the 2 additionals, 1 from his passive, 1 from the free dupe, or if he get dupes, more chance of him getting an additional super off anyway. So yeah, you could potentially super attack 3 times in 1 turn, stacking up his defense a whole lot quicker, which is of course going to be very useful for the likes of Red Zone. Not only that, he does get an additional attack and defense plus 10% per Ginyu Force ally on the team, up to 50%. So if you do decide to go for a full Ginyu Force team, he will get an extra attack and defense plus 50%. Even if you don't, not to worry. The extra 50% is nice to have, or just any extra attack and defense is nice to have, depending on how many Ginyu Force category allies you have on the team. But it's not necessary, it's not needed for Ginyu, but it's definitely nice to have. He's also a Ginyu Force category support, giving Ginyu Force category allies attack and defense plus 30%, which is very nice when you think about him running, you know, when you run a 200% Terrifying Conqueror Space Traveling Warriors team, and if you have, you know, one of or both side banner units, you can run them there as well, because they work so well with this Ginyu, and they actually need Ginyu to function as good as they can. So it's nice that he also supports them. He also attacks effective against all types when there is another Ginyu Force category alone on the team, which again is also how he works really well with both side banner units, and also the Easy 8 Ginyu Force units as well. There's also that, but mainly with the side banner units, which we'll get into in a moment. Also has an active skill, which is the body change with Goku, which can be activated when HP is 70% or less, starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle once only. They're not bad conditions, but when you think about how well crafted he is for longer events, these conditions are perfectly fine. His link skills don't look that great, you know, Frieza's Army, Gentleman, Respect, Ginyu Force, Loyalty, Signature Pose, Fierce Battle. They're decent links in terms of what they give him, but the actual links aren't that great. But when you think about the main places you're going to be running him, which is of course on this 200% lead of Terrifying Conquerors and Space Traveling Warriors, or Planet Namek Saga Space Traveling Warriors, you're going to be running him with other Ginyu Force units, especially these 2 side banner units, which means he's going to be linking very well with those units as well. So it's not to worry where you will be running him, he will be effective. And the categories he goes on are Planet Namek Saga, Ginyu Force, Dragon Ball Seekers, Terrifying Conquerors, Special Post, Space Traveling Warriors, and Corroded Body and Mind. A good unit, but definitely will not help Corroded Body and Mind just because he doesn't link with anyone. And then when he transforms, this is where things get kind of extra juicy, and for some reason, okay, no, we're already on it. I was gonna say it's not changing, but we're already on it. So on Super, when he transforms, he starts stacking attack instead of defense now by 30%. So one of the main kind of ways you're going to be using him is you stack his defense until it gets to a suitable point, transform him, or use his active skill, then transform him, start building up his attack, and then he'll start putting out some ridiculously good offensive numbers. But once he does transform on his passive, you will recover 59% HP once only, which is quite nice at reserving some items. So, you know, you could wait to use his active when you really do need to use it, and then get this HP recovery. He then gets attack and defense plus 200% at the start of turn. He gets an additional attack plus 50% performing a super attack, which he keeps, which again, the fact he's going to be stacking and then has 200% attack and defense at the start of turn, and again, this is multiplicative, means his offensive numbers are going to start going crazy once he does transform. He keeps the built-in additional as well, which is again going to help him raise his attack even quicker, which is just honestly ridiculous. Then, this is where things get extra juicy. He gets an additional attack and defense, chance of performing a critical hit, and chance of evading an enemy's attack, including super attack, plus 10% with each attack performed up to 50%. And this, just think about it, at free dupe you have all of this built in. Quite similar to Cell. So once he transforms, he'll get an additional attack and defense plus 50% once you perform 5 attacks. And after 5 attacks, not only will he have 50% attack and defense, but he'll then have a 50% crit chance and 50% chance to evade. Now think about it. Once you've been stacking his defense the entire time, and then have it in an acceptable spot where he's not going to be killed or one-shot, or his defense is just, you know, going to make him unstoppable, you're then going to have 50% chance to evade on top of that, which is ridiculous. It makes him ridiculously strong. You know, a unit without guard, damage reduction, anything like that. Having a 50% chance to evade, of course, in the events and stages of Red Zone where you can actually evade. But evading while having very good defense, is very good to have. On top of having a 50% chance to perform a crit, 50% extra attack and defense, already has a built-in additional. Any terms of, you know, any amount of dupes you have on top of that is an extra additional and crit chance on top of that as well. Honestly, once he transforms, he is insane, and this is why he's a monster in Red Zone. But he's not done. He has one of the best mechanics in the entire game, in my opinion, which he then has a high chance of foreseeing enemy super attack when there is an ally whose name includes Jace on the team. Now, if that was guaranteed, that would be incredibly busted, because there's no turn restriction on this. All it needs is a Jace on the team, and even if you are doing a harder event, especially Red Zone, these two can handle themselves. You'll probably still have to be quite careful, but they can handle themselves, which means as long as this unit is on the team, because this unit includes Jace in the name, Jason Berta, you have a 50% chance for him to foresee enemy super attack as long as there is a Jace unit on the team. This is why Ginyu is cracked. He is ridiculously good, and as I said, I mean, you can easily see why he's a monster in Red Zone. Then we have both sideband units. We're starting with Jason Berta, sub-lead for Space Traveling Warriors, which is quite nice, but I mean, you probably have a decent Space Traveling Warriors lead by now, unless you're newer to the game. On Super, they do raise attack and defense by 30% for one turn. On their passive, they have attack and defense plus 150% and a medium chance of launching an additional super attack, which means you can get this off twice. Then they get an additional attack and defense plus 10% with each attack performed up to 50%, which is also why the additional super is very handy for building up this 10% a bit quicker, which again is only 5 attacks, but getting off quicker definitely is very nice. So that means you'll end up having 200% attack and defense at the start of turn once that's fully built up. On top of the fact you're raising your attack and defense by 30% for one turn on super. Then they have a high chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack. So they have a 50% chance to dodge as well while having pretty decent defense, which is good. And on top of that, they are a Space Traveling Warriors support, giving key +3 and attack and defense plus 30%, and give all allies attack and defense plus 30% when your team has an ally whose name includes Ginyu attacking in the same turn. This is what I mean about how well these two sideband units not only link, but work with the Dokkanfest Ginyu. Their passives work off each other, they need each other, and they work so well. So not only are they putting out some pretty good numbers for sideband units anyway, and also having a high chance to evade, but they also support Space Traveling Warriors category allies, and also double support them when there is a Ginyu ally attacking in the same turn. So if you ran double Ginyu leads and had them both on each rotation and had these two floating, you're non-stop on a Space Traveling Warriors team, especially under a 200% category team of Space Traveling Warriors and Terrifying Conquerors. That means Ginyu himself will be getting key +3 and attack and defense plus 60% at all times, and so will the second unit on the rotation as well, which is kind of insane. But mainly for Ginyu, because he'll be getting attack and defense plus 60% while working on a rotation with most likely Rakuman Goldo, who can actually handle themselves as a slot 1 unit once they're built up, and then have the support from these two, which just makes Ginyu even better. Honestly, it's ridiculously good, and this is where their links aren't the best, but how well they link with each other. Again, you're seeing Frieza's army, you're seeing Ginyu Force, seeing Signature Pose, you're seeing Loyalty and Fierce Battle. That's 5 links out of 7. This is what I mean. They also go on Planet Namek Saga, Ginyu Force, Dragon Ball Seekers, Join Forces, Terrifying Conquerors, Special Pose, Space Traveling Warriors. They're a good sideband unit. Then you have the second sideband unit, and these two are amazing as well. Planet Namek Saga sub-lead. On super attack, they raise attack and defense by 30% as well. They cause supreme damage to enemy and greatly lowers attack and defense by 3%, which is okay. And then they get attack and defense plus 180 at the start of the turn. They get an additional attack and defense plus 10% as well, with each attack received up to 50%. But you have to receive rather than additionals this time, which means once they're done, they're going to have like 230% defense, on top of the fact they raise attack and defense by 30% on super. Not only that, they have a high chance of guarding all attacks. I'm not a fan of chances to guard, but high chance to guard, a 50% chance to guard, which is a literally coin flip chance to guard, on top of having 230% defense at the start of the turn, isn't too bad. I think I would just prefer it if you were told if they were guarding or not. But trust me, that doesn't matter. We'll get into why in a moment. Also gets an additional defense plus 50% within the same turn guard is activated, which means the defense will go up to what, 280%, which is honestly ridiculous. Also, they seal the attacked enemy super attack which is also very handy as long as you're in an event or a stage where they can actually seal. But they also guard all attacks and have a high chance of stunning the attacked enemy when there is an ally whose name includes Ginyu attacking in the same turn. So as long as you run them on rotation with Ginyu, which you can do because again they link well with him, Frieza's Army, Ginyu Force, Signature Pose, Loyalty and Fierce Battle, that's 5 links out of 7. So as long as you run them on rotation with Ginyu, which you can do, you can have these two in slot 1 and have Ginyu in slot 2. When they're on rotation with Ginyu, in total, even before they super, they will have 280% defense. They will have guaranteed guard because they're in the same rotation as Ginyu, which means they have 280% defense with guaranteed guard, which means they are tanking amazingly well once they're fully built up with that extra 50% attack and defense. And they have a high chance of stunning, of course, as long as you're in a stage and event where they can actually stun as well. And then not to mention, if you also have the Jason Berta, they will be supporting every time they come around as well, along with Ginyu having a high chance of foreseeing enemy super attack once he body changes with Goku or body switches with Goku when you have Jason Berta on the rotation. Or no, sorry, on the team. And this is why the two side banner units and the Dokkanfest Ginyu work so amazingly well together, even in an event like Red Zone. So all three of these units are ridiculously good. Which is why, if you were to summon on this banner, which I highly advise, we're a month away, save your stones, but if you have enough and you want to go for it, by all means. If you summon Ginyu, you definitely want both side banner units as well, just because they're needed to make these. Just running them as a 3, they work so well together. Said share 5 links out of 7 with Ginyu. They go on Planet Namek Saga, Ginyu Force, Dragon Ball Seekers, Join Forces, Terrifying Conquerors, Special Pose, and Space Traveling Warriors category. Also, and then we got the first of many EZAs. We have the LR Ginyu and Ginyu Force EZA coming. They now give all types key +3, HP and attack and defense +120. On 12 key, they raise attack and defense for 1 turn by 30% and causes colossal damage to enemy. On 18 key, they raise attack and defense again by 30% and cause mega colossal damage to the enemy, and all allies attack and defense +30% for 1 turn, which is quite nice. And on the passive, they give key +2 and attack and defense +77%, and an additional attack and defense +10% per Ginyu Force category ally on the team, up to 50%. What's also quite nice is, because this is a Captain Ginyu unit, brackets Ginyu Force, can you imagine if you run a full 200% Ginyu Force team because of the Dokkanfest Captain Ginyu's, leader skill, and then had the side banner units on there like Jason Berta giving that 60% support. This is also counted as a Ginyu unit. It'll make this unit function even better. Not only that as well, it gives all allies key +3 and attack and defense +30% on top of that. So you can imagine running it with the side banner Jason Berta on top of that. Can you imagine all the support that's coming through for everyone? Ridiculous. Also randomly changes key spheres of a certain type. Physics excluded to rainbow key spheres when there was another Ginyu Force category ally attacking in the same turn. Link skills, Ginyu Force, Fear and Faith, Respect, Loyalty, Signature Pose, Shock Speed, Legendary Power. Links quite well with Dokkanfest Ginyu as well. Goes on Planet Namek Saga, Ginyu Force, Dragon Ball Seekers, Join Forces, Terrifying Conquerors, Special Pose, Space Traveling Warriors as well. It's a pretty decent EZA and it only makes Ginyu Force even better. Like, it was already ridiculously good with 3 units anyway, and now it's even better with this EZA. Then we have Int 16 thrown in there as an EZA, who, by the way, after his EZA is a very good unit for Red Zone because he tanks so well and goes so well in an already packed out androids category. Of course, with the recent additions of the future androids on Global, Dokkanfest transforming Cell, EZA, LR, Cell and Cell Juniors, we've got another one. Leader skill neither here nor there, but on Super he will raise his defense by 30% for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to enemy, and lowers attack as well. Gets attack and defense +160 on passive, gets an additional defense +80% when facing two or less enemies, which again is also why he's very good for Red Zone, and also GT Goku event and Vegeta event, because you're always facing 2 or less enemies. Also has a high chance of guarding all attacks when all allies attacking in the same turn are Android/Cell Saga characters, which the majority of the good Android units are from Android/Cell Saga, so this is very easy to come off. You've got Dokkanfest transforming Cell, you've got LR Fizz Cell's EZA now, you've got some of the other Android units, 19 and Jiro, very easy to get that off. Also, he guards all attacks when facing 3 or more enemies, so when it comes to SBR and ESBR, he will have guaranteed guard, which is obviously very nice. And also reduces damage received by 60% when guard is activated, which means when it comes to SBR and ESBR, where you're going to be having that guaranteed guard come off, he's going to be taking no damage. And if you manage to get his guard come off during red zone, and you also have that 60% damage reduction on top of that when your guard is activated, again, he's going to be taking next to no damage. Some of the most heavy hitting units in the game, which I've done a video on, you know, going through the ultimate breakdown of the movie edition ones. The fact that they can do like 1 million damage on a super, Broly does like 1.2 mil. He's going to be very good when you do take an androids category team into red zone. Trust me. So that's how good his Easy A is. Then we have all the Bardock units, just like the Easy A Ginyu Force units from the year prior. Bardock raises attack and defense in 1 turn by 30%, causes supreme damage to enemy and seals. He gets attack and defense plus 150 at the start of turn on his passive, and then gets an additional attack and defense plus 20% per key sphere obtained, which is very nice, but as long as you're feeding him as many orbs as possible, he's going to be doing very good offensive and defensive numbers by all means as well. If you haven't done Bardock squad ESBR, I think it is, or SBR, I think it's ESBR, now will definitely be the time to do so when this campaign drops, when these are Easy Aid. It will make it a hell of a lot easier. So you can definitely do that. Clean sweep. Also has a chance to perform a critical hit plus 7% per rainbow key spheres obtained, and reduces damage received by 10% per team Bardock category on the team up to 50%. So I actually don't know what these units do. This is the first time me seeing it. I'm guessing they're probably going to work well with each other with their Easy Ace. Then we have Fasha, who greatly raises defense in 1 turn by 50%, causes supreme damage to enemy, and lowers attack and defense as well. On her passive, she gets attack and defense plus 150%, and a high chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack, which 50% chance to evade is quite nice. She also randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres when there is an ally whose name includes Bardock on the team, which means she's going to be helping Bardock out, getting those 7% chance. 70%, is it 7? No, 7% per key sphere obtained to crit, or crit chance. Not only that as well, he needs orbs to get attack and defense, which she's going to help with as well. Also, all allies key plus 3 and Team Bardock category allies attack and defense plus 30% within the same turn. So after evading an attack. So as long as she evades, she'll be able to support Team Bardock, and she's also an orb changer, which helps Bardock on top of that, which is nice. Then we have the big boy Borgos. On Super, he greatly raises attack and defense by 50% and causes supreme damage to enemy for a high chance of stunning, which is 50% chance to stun. Has attack and defense plus 150 at the start of turn, plus an additional attack and defense plus 100% when facing only 1 enemy, which means final enemy of SBR, ESBR, he's going to be doing some big damage and decent defense, and also going to be very handy for singular or events with singular enemies like Goku event, things like that. Launches an additional super attack when facing 2 or more enemies. High chance of performing a critical hit when your team has another Team Bardock category ally attacking in the same turn. So he's going to be putting out some very good numbers offensively, along with greatly raising attack and defense on Super, the 150 at the start of turn, additional attack and defense plus 100% when facing only 1 enemy. Not only that as well, you're mainly going to be running these units only when you run a Team Bardock team, or all of these units together, so getting this off will not be a problem. Then we have Tora, who raises attack and defense by 30% on Super, causes supreme damage to enemy, and greatly lowers defense by 50% for 3 turns. On his passive, has attack and defense plus 150, all allies key plus 3 and attack and defense plus 30%. So you have Fasha support, who will come in when she evades, and then you have guaranteed support from Tora as well, which is also very handy, a very nice self-sustaining team. Also, Team Bardock category allies, chance of forming a critical hit plus 10% on top of that, which is quite nice. Recovers 15% HP when HP is 85% or less. Oh, it's not a lot, but it helps you kind of conserve some items here and there. If there are 3 or more low-class warrior category allies on the team, which again is going to guarantee you come off, because you're always going to be running these on a Team Bardock team, and they all go on a low-class warrior category as well. So not going to be an issue coming off. And then finally we have Shugesh, who raises defense by 30%, or actually, sorry, raises defense by 30%, but he stacks, which is going to be very nice. Greatly raises attack for 1 turn also by 50% and causes supreme damage to enemy. Has attack and defense plus 150, plus an additional attack and defense plus 50% when there is another Team Bardock category ally attacking in the same turn, which again, you're going to be running all of these together, which means you're always going to be getting this portion of his passive off. Performs critical hit when the target enemy is stunned, which of course where not Tora where Borgus comes in. As long as he stuns, he'll be also getting the crit off. Stuns the target enemy when the target enemy is sealed, which Bardock does. They pretty much all work off each other. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super attack when target enemy is attack down or defense down status. So, all in all, not a very jam-packed celebration. So again, we're probably going to be drip-fed content unless they bring some other content forward, which by all means go for it, but it does probably mean another dry period of Dokkan. Ginyu and the side banner units that come with Ginyu are ridiculously insane. Amazing for Red Zone, which we're only a month away from the 7-year anniversary, so not too long, it's on the horizon. The Easy A's that are coming are all pretty good. Team Bardock is now very, very good, and if you haven't done the ESBR mission, now is definitely the time to do so. And Easy A Android 16 is also insane, even though Android's category is just honestly packed full of ridiculously good units now, and he is another one of them. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll see you next video, guys, and peace!